Clarendon man charged with murder of shopkeeper in Havana Heights, Clarendon. A Clarendon man has been charged with murder and multiple firearm-related offenses following the fatal shooting of a shopkeeper in Havana Heights on April 17. He is Gafar Brown, a 35-year-old resident of the community. He has been formally charged with murder, possession of a prohibited weapon, unauthorized possession of ammunition, and using a firearm to commit a felony concerning the killing of 48-year-old Olivia Andrews, otherwise called Sooty. The police report that Andrews was attacked at his business place at about 8:15 p.m. on April 17, according to a statement on Friday. Brown allegedly, armed with a firearm, reportedly opened fire, hitting Andrews several times before fleeing the scene on foot. Residents summoned the police, who found Andrews suffering from gunshot wound to the upper body. He was taken to hospital, where he later died while receiving treatment. Brown was apprehended during an intelligence-led operation on Wednesday. He was charged after a question and answer session in the presence of his attorney. A motive has not been disclosed. Brownberg concerned following police killing of 20-year-old Shamar Riley. Member of Parliament for Southwest St. Andrew, Dr. Angela Brownberg, is expressing grave concern following a fatal shooting of 20-year-old Shamar Riley, a resident of York Avenue, Kingston 11, early Saturday morning. Riley was reportedly shot and killed by the police after he fired at them. However, Brownberg has described the incident as a heartbreaking tragedy while expressing sorrow at his death. Shamar Riley was known and respected within his community, and residents have been adamant in their defense of a good character. I stand with them in calling for a thorough and transparent investigation into the circumstances surrounding his death at the hands of police officer, she stated in a media release on Saturday. She continued, "This incident is particularly distressing given the ongoing effort within the community to build stronger, more positive relationships with law enforcement to create a safer environment for all. This loss undermines the trust and threatens the progress that has been made." Brownberg is urging all eyewitnesses to make contact with the Independent Commission of Investigations to provide statements and ensure that the truth is brought to light. She reaffirmed her commitment to supporting Riley's family, the residents of York Avenue, and the broader Kingston 11 community during this time. "We grieve together and we stand together. We will not rest until there is clarity, accountability, and the justice that Shamar and his loved ones deserved." It is reported that about 12:10 a.m., police personnel were on operation in Hunts Bay when they were allegedly challenged by Riley, who was armed with a gun. The police reportedly took evasive action and fired, injuring Riley. The police said they seized a pistol affixed with a magazine containing 2 rounds of ammunition from him.
This morning, I received the devastating news that a young man from our community, Shamar Riley, just 20 years old and a resident of York Avenue, Kingston 11, was killed during an incident involving police officers. I want to extend my deepest condolences to his family, friends, and the entire community. Shamar was known to many as a young man of good character, and I fully support the community's call for a full and transparent investigation into the circumstances of his death. This loss is even more painful because, as a community, we have been working hard to build stronger and more positive relationships with the police to make our neighborhood safer for everyone. I urge every eyewitness to reach out to Indicom and provide a statement. Your voice matters. Your truth matters. We must work together to ensure that Shamar's death is not brushed aside and that the full facts are brought to light. I stand with the family and with the residents of York Avenue. We will grieve together. We will demand justice together. Shamar's life mattered, and he deserves nothing less.
ETOC says significant progress made in education sector to implement Patterson's committee recommendations. Significant progress has been made in the education sector over the first quarter of this year to implement more of the measures recommended by the Patterson Committee. This includes establishing the Early Childhood Cross-Section Oversight Body. The update was given by Chairman of the Education Transformation Oversight Committee, ETOC, Dr. Adrian Stokes. ETOC has been charged with monitoring the implementation of 365 recommendations contained in the report of the Jamaica Education Transformation Commission, which was chaired by Professor Orlando Patterson. Speaking at ETOC's quarterly press conference at the University of the West Indies Regional Headquarters in St. Andrew, Dr. Stokes notes that for the fourth quarter of 2024, there was a 22% progress rate for initiatives implemented. For the January to March 2025 quarter, the progress has moved to 23%. Dr. Stokes pointed out that all initiatives have started. Among the initiatives that have been completed in the first quarter is the standards and guidelines for micro-credentials. Dr. Stokes noted that the work to modernize the education ministry continues.
For this quarter, we are reporting an overall progress rate of 23%. This is an improvement on last period's progress update of 22%. So there has been a 100 basis points improvement in overall project period over period. Importantly, work has begun on all pillars to date, with all initiatives started progressing as planned. Now, if you recall, last quarter, we reported that one initiative was lagging, the JTC bill. Now, we're happy to report that that initiative is now on track and progressing. 7 initiatives were finalized for the reporting period. This brings to 15 the total number of initiatives finalized since the project started. Just want to give you a sense of the initiatives that were completed this quarter. Importantly, we are happy that the standards and guidelines for micro-credentials have been developed and operationalized. These will be used to assess and place these qualifications on the National Qualifications Framework of Jamaica and to allow JTEC to archive them in the Qualifications Registry of Jamaica. So that's an important milestone for the ministry. Of note, the provision to assess services to children with disabilities and behavior disorders is now included in the data sets of schools and the NEI reports. Importantly, the Early Childhood Development Cross-Sectional Oversight Body has been re-established with 13 members, including the permanent secretary from the Ministry of Education, who is the chair. That's now active. The first meeting was held on February 27 of this year. In terms of some key highlights for the period, I am happy to report that work continues on a plan to modernize the Ministry of Education. As you know, that's a very key recommendation in the Patterson report. The goal is to make the Ministry of Education fit for purpose, fit to lead a world-class education sector. This work, as you know, is contracted to the Mona School of Business, and they continue to make good progress on this important initiative. Of note, ETOC and the ministry have prioritized the recommendation dealing with the transformation of government-run school boards to make them more effective. The big goal here is to improve accountability and performance. Last quarter, I spoke about a big push that's currently underway to improve CSEC results, particularly for math and English at the next sitting. And very happy that that work is progressing well, progress is being made, and hopefully we will see an improvement in the pass rates for these 2 critical subject areas.
Early Childhood Cross-Sectional Oversight Body re-established. The Early Childhood Development Cross-Sectional Oversight Body has been re-established with 13 members. It is chaired by Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Skills and Youth and Information, Dr. Kisan Thrope. The body is charged with coordinating and monitoring the implementation of strategies to improve services to young children. Education Transformation Oversight Committee (ETOC) Chairman Dr. Stroke advised that the oversight body has its first meeting in February. He was speaking on Friday at a press conference held at the University of the West Indies. Dr. Kisan in her remark informed that 9 basic schools were modernizing during the 2024-2025 financial year. Within this financial year 2025-2026, will be taking on another 19 basic skills to make sure that we continue to build out full funded spaces in our early childhood institutions, she noted. To subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.